Hey, what's going on, folks? It's Creative Duelist here representing Team FTK, and I've been making decks creative since 2016. Welcome, folks. Now, today I have my Metaphys deck profile. I'll go into detail, but just a second. I have a couple of announcements. So, of course, for those who are new to the channel, we have a Patreon. If you folks would like to support us on a personal level, please check out those tiers and see if any of them suit your liking. If you folks would like to support us on an optional level, which is fine, you know, an occasional level, we also have PayPal, tipping us there on PayPal. All donations are highly appreciated, appreciated, I should say. All of them are highly appreciated. Any amount that you send through PayPal will be used towards the channel. None of it goes into our pockets. And of course, we are sponsored by Inked Gaming. So if you folks would like to check out Inked Gaming, they sell for a wide variety of items such as mats, keyboards and mouses and dice. Anything you purchase, please jot down this promo code TEAMFTK10 to get you 10% discount on anything you shall purchase through Inked Gaming. So please take advantage of that little promo code, and of course, happy shopping. Now today I have my Metaphys deck profile. Unfortunately, there are some cards I am missing because this is, you know, I think I'm trying to think. It's a really expensive card. It's a Pot of Extravagance. That spell card is just way too expensive. I mean, it works really well for this deck because the deck likes to banish. And also Dimension Shifter. I didn't pull any from my tin. I didn't pull one from my tin, but you're more than welcome to play that. I'm just mentioning that just in case we get some smark in the comment section saying, "Oh, well, you're not playing that card." Well, I don't have it, motherfucker. So yeah, it's optional. You can play it, you don't have to, but those are things that I'm just letting you know that I don't have in this build for those who are on a budget and so on and so forth. I'm going to go ahead and blitz through the card choices and all that good stuff. So let's begin. So starting off with the monster lineup, I've got the triple Metaphys Ragnarok. It's pretty self-explanatory. When he's normal or special summoned, you can banish the top 3 cards of your deck, and if you do, he gains 300 attack for each Metaphys card you banish by his effect. And when he inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can special summon 1 level 5 or higher Metaphys monster from your deck, but banish it during the end phase of the next turn, and you can only use each effect once per turn. So Ragnarok pretty much helps to get things rolling. Okay, then we got triple Metaphys Decoy Dragon. This card is really cool. Pendulum effect. When your monster is targeted for an attack, you can target one of your Metaphys monsters that is banished or in your graveyard, and banish this card. And if you do, special summon that monster in attack position, and you can only use that effect once per turn. So again, it's really good, just to, you know, spawn out another Metaphys monster. And of course it helps to get decoy off, because then you can just bring decoy back, so decoy loops himself. And then for the actual effect, we've got when your monster is targeted for an attack, you can target one of your Metaphys monsters that is banished or in your graveyard and banish this card, and if you do, special summon that monster in attack position, and during the standby phase of the next turn you get to special summon Decoy Dragon back onto the field. Again, their effects are very similar to their original form. So like the old version of Decoy Dragon, you know, you bring out a dragon if he's targeted for an attack from the grave. And then we got triple Metaphys Nethesis. This card is really good. Basically, if it's special summoned by the effect of a Metaphys monster, you get to banish or set spells and traps, which is really strong. And if he's banished, you get to, on the next standby phase, they all have that effect, except for, of course, the Ragnarok. You get to search for any Metaphys card from the deck and add it to your hand. So Nethesis is your Stratos, basically. And then we got triple Metaphys Daedalus. This card is one of my favorites. But basically what the Daedalus does, if he's special summoned by the effect of a Metaphys monster, you get to banish all other face-up special summon monsters on the field. This card is so good because it doesn't target, and it's just free removal of all special summon monsters, which is really good. And if he's banished during the standby phase in the next turn, you get to shuffle him back into the deck and banish one Metaphys card from the deck, except himself, which is pretty good. So again, they like to loop themselves. Same thing with the Metaphys. You shuffle it back, search. This shuffles itself back, and you banish one in its place. So that's what makes Daedalus really good. And then we've got the double Metaphys Tyrant Dragon. I cut this down because it can be bricky, but it's not the best one. But it works well to get Daedalus on the field. But if he's special summoned by the effect of a Metaphys monster, he becomes unaffected by trap effects, and it can attack twice, I believe. Yes, it can attack twice in a row. And if he's banished during the standby phase and next turn, you get to shuffle him back into the deck and then special summon one Metaphys monster from your hand. But you banish it during the end phase of the next turn again, just to kind of get the ball rolling. And the last Metaphys monster we play is the one Executor. This card is just, it never comes up for me. But yeah, he's an inherent monster, so he can't be normal summoned or set. He must be special summoned from your hand by banishing 5 Metaphys cards with different names from your graveyard or face up on the field. He cannot be destroyed or banished by card effects. Yeah, I wish more cards had like protection from banish, which is very rare. And once per turn, if your opponent controls more cards than you do, you can target one of your banished Metaphys monsters and special summon it, but banish it during the end phase of the next turn. So yeah, Executor, in fact you can cut Executor, but I feel Executor's really good late game. But yeah, I've yet to summon him. I always draw him on a brick and he sucks. But that's pretty much it for the Metaphys monsters. For my other techs, I play a triple aloof Lupine. When he's normal summoned, you can banish one monster from your hand and banish one monster from the deck with the same type as that monster. Works really well. So again, these like to get banished, so the aloof thing works really well. And if he dies by battle, or is destroyed by card effect, you get to target one of your banished monsters and add it to your hand. So again, good for recycling. And then for the last of the monsters, I play the double Necrophase. I wish it was at 3, but Necrophase, bloody hell! If she's banished, both players banish 5, and it's really good if you have Soul Absorption. And of course, it helps to get more Metaphys monsters, so you plus when you banish them. That's going to pretty much round up the monster lineup, folks. Okay, on to the spells. I play the triple as Metaphys. Is it how you as Metaphys? I think that's how you pronounce it. But yes, pretty much once per turn. You can banish a Metaphys card from your hand, and then if you do draw one card, and once per turn, if your Metaphys cards in your owner's possession is banished, apply one of the effects depending on whose turn is it. So if it's your turn, all monsters your opponent controls lose 500 attack and defense except Metaphys monsters, and during your opponent's turn, you change the battle position of all monsters on the field except Metaphys monsters. So that really comes into play a lot of the times, and it's good especially if you brick. Excuse me, because there are times where you just draw just a heap of bricky Metaphys monsters and no outlets. We've got a nice little spice. Got the triple crossbreed. Banish 2 monsters from your hand or face up on the field with the same original type and attribute but with different names, and then add 1 monster with the same original type and attribute as those monsters but a different name. So again, helps you plus. This helps you plus. So you banish more Metaphys monsters and then you get their effects off during the next standby phase. Then we have double factor. Factor is literally, it allows you to normal summon the bricky, like the level 5 or higher Metaphys monsters without tribute, but you banish it during the end phase if you use that. And also your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to your Metaphys monster effect activations. So again, they can't strike it, they can't warning, they can't do shit to it, which is really good. And then I've got double Soul Absorption. I'm missing my 3rd copy, but if you get 3 of them on field, bro, your longevity is definitely going to be long. Then we've got double Trading just to send off the tyrants if we brick into them. 1 Sacred Sword of 7 stars just in case we brick into Daedaluses, and it helps because again, You plus when you banish, you don't minus, because then you draw 2 Daedalus, you banish Daedalus, and then Daedalus can use its effect during the next standby phase. 1 terraforming to search for this field spell, 1 gold Sark. Again, Sark going to 1 kind of hurts this deck, because triple Sark was really good, and then 1 fissure to round the spells. Okay, for the traps, got the triple Waterfall of Dragon Souls. Pop this here for you folks to see. This card just helps you search for the worm monsters. It's free search, but it's a little slow. Then we've got triple Metaphys Ascension. Ascension is really good. You discard a Metaphys card, draw a card, then you banish 1 from deck, which is so good. Helps to set everything up, get the ball rolling. And if this card is banished, you can add 1 Metaphys card from your deck to your hand. So it has search properties as well as starting up the play state of the game of the deck, which is really good. And then of course for the last of the traps, got the 1 Metaphys Dimension. Dimension is just there to spite your opponent, and of course to get you back into the game. And then we've got 1 Macrocosmos, because what kind of banished deck would this be without Macrocosmos? So that's going to round up the whole main deck. And I don't have an extra deck because really and truly you never going to bother making an extra deck. The main deck puts in so much work because that's how the deck works. The whole point of it is to start an engine, so you're constantly banishing things, and then of course you're causing problems for your opponent, especially if you have macro, defissure, and if you have the dimension shifter, it makes things a lot worse for your opponent. Also, again, I don't have Pot of Extravagances for those, so if anyone comments that crap in the comment section, I'm just going to ignore it, because I find that those comments very ignorant and annoying. Pot of Extravagance is hella expensive, and if people want to come at me with some hate, you buy me a playset of Extravagance. But yeah, if you have Extravagance, play extra deck so you can banish it off. If you don't, that's fine. This deck works perfectly fine without it as well, but really and truly it's better to play the pots, but of course it's expensive, it's money. But yes folks, that's pretty much it for the whole main deck, extra deck, well, no extra deck, and the whole profile. Thank you all for watching. If you folks enjoyed this video, please remember to leave a like, comment down below. Feedback is always nice to hear. Tell me your thoughts down in the comment section. Remember to check those links out, help the team, support us, and of course this is the Creative Duelist representing Team FTK signing out. Peace.